All right, guys, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing for the end of November. Did you hear me? It's November 30th,
Yes.
2025. Dude,
Yeah, pretty crazy.
this makes no sense how fast this year's gone. Today's a huge show. We have a very big announcement from Camp Counselor Bob. This is going to be something that is legend. Wait for it. Dairy for 2026. I promise you guys that. We also have dates and tracks for other events across the country. And an event goes from a weekend event to a national level event. And we're going to help announce that. And it's going to be kind of fun. So, Mr. Eric White, hit the intro. Let's do it, buddy.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. Like I said, welcome to it's like episode 400 of the news. I think we've done a bunch of these. Welcome to the news for November 30th, 2025, presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks, host of this show and the show host of the news. Bro, what is up with me this morning? And the show that happens on Wednesday nights. My right hand man over here, the hardest working dude in all of Drag and Drive, Mr. Eric White. Tell him what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White, co-host of the show and news, everything drag drive repeat related, the circuit related, artwork for other events in Drag and Drive and outside of Drag and Drive, and still hammering away at 6 summer photos. So just uploaded the last of day 2, probably about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We are, you are an animal. We're going to talk about that and some of the photos that are in there as well. And guys, you know how we do it. The race car friends, you guys help us out so much here. We appreciate that. And we've got big news for you at the end of the Drag and Drive Awards at PRI. And for the folks that are at PRI, you're going to get some extra special. We're creating that this week as well. I'm kind of pumped about PRI, dude. I mean, we're literally leaving 10 days. So,
Yeah.
it's like the anxiety is next level right now. And of course, thank you so much to our sponsors. I know as a lot of you guys are, you're sitting there. This is the end of a holiday weekend. We've kind of laid around and hung out. As you're doing that last minute bit of shopping, into tomorrow as well for Cyber Monday, hit up these sponsors. They help us, they help you. They help the entire community. So Summit Racing has big deals. We're going to talk about those here in a minute. Deechworks, huge offers right now, up to 20% off. Molly Motorsports, you want the best pistons in the market, go right there. Driven Racing Oil, they've got, did you see the oil change kit deal they had the other day, man? Like, great stuff over there at Driven. Hit up Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV for all the stuff you want to watch, WAF Racing if you want some like 3D printed carburetor tools and other fun stuff, Sweet Patina for the best hand cleaning wipes on the market, and then of course Racing Junk Classifieds, which we're going to talk about at the end of the show. They have a special Drag and Drive car segment, so you can jump in there and buy you a new car. I mean, I'm a size 1973 Nova, one of those.
Agree.
Right. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup. One dude thought, hey, I can offer products to people around the world. Now they're the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They feel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Surely you can find something in there you need. You can also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram for all your social media stuff. Or like I listened to yesterday as I drove around, the On All Cylinders podcast is awesome. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. And of course, we have the affiliate link I'm dropping in the chat there because, guys, look, here's the deal. Help support them. Use this link. It actually could end up help supporting us. There's things along the way that are part of their affiliate program that would then give us a certain percentage, anywhere from 0% to maybe 5% at the most. So Doesn't change any of your deals or offers or anything like that. It can just help us over on this side. And then, of course, the Black Friday. We all have talked about that. This is their promo code. Use code CYBER whenever you're shopping over there. $20 off anything, $250, $40 off anything, 500, or $80 off anything 1,000 or more, which is a pretty good deal. Plus whatever specials they have going on over there. It's a pretty good run right now for Summit, man. They've had some really good deals, and this runs through December 3rd. So if you're watching this later, you missed out. But if you're watching it live November 30th, time to go. Time to go get shopping. And while you're in there, drop that Drag Driver Pete Summit branded merch in that cart. They've got, dude, they had shirts the other day, $11.
Oh boy.
Awesome. Yeah. Now I wouldn't fit in them. One of them was a medium. I'm like, I'm not going to be in that shirt. But for us Husky boys, they got that. They got hoodies. They got the big brim hats. And then hopefully by Christmas, they've got another head covering that will be out. So kind of excited about all of that. But if you use the affiliate link, again, we would appreciate it. That would definitely help us out on that side.
For sure.
All right, sir. Some Drag Driver Pete news and updates. The Sick the Mag affiliate program is rolling. So if you guys sign up, it's similar to the Summit affiliate. It's both there on the screen. So if you sign up for a Sick the Mag subscription, that can help us here back on our side. So, scan this QR code, go over there, sign up for that. But they also have a ton of other stuff. And they're offering are they up to 70% off? Is that today?
Today is 70%. Yep.
Yeah, craziness over there on their apparel. So jump in there, up to 70% off on their apparel. And if you wait 3 days, it's 100% off.
Yep. I just ordered a hoodie this morning.
Yeah.
Never have enough hoodies.
Yeah, that's exactly, especially where you live, where it's snowing and gross.
Yeah. $51 hoodie I got for $15 plus $7 for shipping. So 70% off is huge.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Well, yesterday, guys, I went up to meet with Travis Wise to pick up the PRI trophies for the Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit. Thank you so much to Travis for meeting me. I appreciate you doing that, buddy. Dude, since I was up there, I'm cruising along. And for folks that have been around for a while, that maybe did the circuit 2023 or 4, I think it was 23, we hit Big Brutus, which is the largest electric shovel in the world. So we hit that as a route stop. So, man, I was like, I can't be far from it. Turns out I was 4 miles from it. So I went ahead and hit Big Brutus. I didn't do the tour or anything because I was trying to get back home. But then as I left, I thought, man, I'm gonna creep down and go through Galena and cruise through 66 through Joplin. And I did that and stopped at Aaron Perry's place, Gearhead Curios, which was obviously one of our route stops for last year's Circuit 2025 when we did the block party. It was cool to hang out with him. That dude is awesome. And that's what this photo is here. It's just a photo of him and me and him in there. I picked up, Melissa had bought a glass in there, so we had to have a matching set. So I went in there, grabbed one of those. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was great to see him. And then I went ahead and grabbed a shot outside. But what I should have grabbed is the empty lot that's down the street that they've started some dirt work on. Dude, they're putting up a motor court right there on Main Street in Galena.
How cool is that?
Yeah, a little small, and a hotel room, but just the room, not like a big hotel or anything like that. So this will be super cool for them, and I think it's going to be a ton for their tourism. All the stuff that goes on in Galena. That whole town has grown up, and now, I mean, we're on the cusp of the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So Galena is going to be a busy, busy place. It's going to be pretty awesome. Of course, PRI coming up 9 days, what we said a while ago, 10 days, something like that. We leave. I think it starts on the 11th or something like that. So 12 days from right now, we'll be sitting in PRI, getting ready for the award show. So it's going to be ready. Decals, getting the first 100 folks to come by booth 4611. You're going to be able to hook that up. You're going to get that every day. We don't want to give out the first 300 to the first 300 because we want folks every day to be able to come by. Because sometimes people can't make it on Thursday or Friday. They can only do Saturday or vice versa. So come by there, booth 4611, see us hang out and do all that kind of stuff in the yellow hall. And then tell us about what you've been working on, dude.
Yep. So like I mentioned, the last of day 2 photos were uploaded this morning here. This was just the road shots or rollers. So that, as of right now, that gives us a total of 295 photos for day 0, 582 photos for day 1, 355 for day 2. So a total of 1,232 photos through day 2.
Dude, you're an animal.
So, and working on day 3, those will start probably tomorrow. Unless I feel froggy, I might upload some this afternoon. But yeah, we're just going to keep rolling. I'm hoping to get as far as I can before PRI. It would be great if I could finish them all before PRI, but we'll see.
Yeah, be pretty close anyways. I mean, just down to the last little bit. Maybe we can have Joe or Brian finish them up while we're at PRI, because we know we'll see a huge bump at PRI. And if we can take that bump from PRI and put that into some people seeing photos and tagging their friends, that makes it all the better.
Yep.
Yeah, some great shots here, man. It looks like that gasser on the second row there. I think that's probably our new cover photo. Man, that's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a good one. Maybe the shot on the next one down. I don't know. That car was cool to me. I really enjoyed that a bunch.
Yep.
And then so that's drag driver Pete updates. Yeah, hang on. We'll talk about the circuit updates because I didn't put the photo back in there. But you guys know, if you've heard, the Baker Bounty is up for the quickest 8th mile and the quickest quarter mile cars at the circuit 2026. Baker Engineering, who is the engine builder for Brian Acton's car, our 3-time quickest quarter mile car there. And Jim Parkinson, the reason this is important this morning, Jim Parkinson posted just about 4 or 5 minutes ago here that he is putting a new rear end in the Camaro that is the 2-time quickest 8th mile car on the property. So this thing's going to be nuts, man. He was I think the world's quickest 10-bolt car, and he's going ham. He's got a full sheet metal rear axle. It's going to be together for that car. So you know what that means. He can turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking this Baker Bounty pretty seriously. That's $1,000 to anyone that can go quicker in the quarter mile than Brian Acton, or quicker in the 8th mile than Jim Parkinson on their average. So it's 2 passes per day, 6 passes total for the weekend. Those guys have had that. They've been on the shirts for a while now. It's going to be interesting to see how great apparel printing and design moves them around and makes it all change. We are doing a different route of 66 this year, so we'll have different other features, but still pretty wild to think that 3 years Brian Acton's been the quickest quarter mile car.
Yeah. Has it been 3?
Mm-hmm. Well, this 2026, he'll be the 3rd year featured on the shirt. So yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Kyle before that. That's right.
Yep. Pretty awesome. So, all right. Well, now for the moment you've all been waiting for, and I think I said 12 minutes before the telling Robert, camp counselor Bob, about this, and I was pretty close to time, 13 and a half minutes. So racers know, when you want performance that wins, you want AFCO. From shocks and suspension to cooling, brakes, and more, AFCO Racing has been helping teams go faster for over 30 years. Built by racers, for racers. Check out the AFCO Advantage and follow them today on social media for the latest in performance parts. AFCO Racing, built to win. Camp Counselor Bob here is he's on this morning to talk about an idea that he has, and we've been talking about for the last probably 4 or 5 days, a week, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of an idea that I've had, I think I brought it up to you over a year ago. And I decided that I'm going to do it this year regardless. So I figured, why not make it an event, right? Yeah. So we're not going to, release the name or anything yet, because we're going to do that at PRI. But
I like it.
We are looking at doing an event from June. What is that, the 27th there?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're looking at June 27th to July 4th. It's a 7-day event. It is a free entry drag and drive, no entry fee. And it is New York to California.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
This is insane. I love it.
I've been doing the math, and it is going to be over 3,000 miles. There is for sure going to be 3 stops, right? And that is, of course, the Red Ball Garage. That's going to be one of your checkpoints. The Portofino is going to be the second checkpoint. And then the for sure third checkpoint is up in Modesto, California. And it is going to be at the American Graffiti Museum.
Yeah, I love this. We've talked for a long time. Somebody tagged Robert Lee for me this morning. We've talked about doing this for a long time. And dude, I think 2026 makes the most sense. You and I've back and forth and routes and all that kind of stuff. And I think I'm just going to go to Indy and then over to Route 66 and follow 66 all the way through. I think that's my goal. That's my route.
Yep. And, the one thing about this one is, Drag and Drive has it's from the time it started to now, it's really become about the competition, right? Mm-hmm. It's about who's the fastest, who thrashes the hardest, who makes sure they get there, but this one's going to be for the adventure, right? Yeah. It's across the country. There is going to be, a somewhat designated route, but when you look at the mileage, you will not find a route under 3,000 miles, making this the longest Drag and Drive in history.
Yeah.
And then, you've got, the route that Mike has there follows Route 66. But what we're looking at is, there'll be, some more stuff around this, but getting off the route is encouraged, right? Exploring America, getting through the towns that, you might not typically go through.
Yeah. One thing you and I talked about, the great thing about this is the week, right? So we're going to leave the 27th and then we're going to meet up on the 4th. The cool thing I think is going to be that the weeknights that you're cruising along a 2-lane highway and there's these super small towns that are doing their own watermelon crawls, their own 4th of July events, their own fireworks thing, all that kind of stuff. And you're just going to be cruising along America as you go across this whole thing. Pretty cool. I really can't wait. And this is going to kick off. Hopefully I'm just going to keep running the Pacific Coast Highway and go on up the coast there. It's kind of my thought process and make this just a huge trip.
Yeah. And I've thought about 100 ways to do this, but I think there's nothing more iconic than the Cannonball route. I've been thinking about it for a year, what would be something that we could do. And I was like, let's do the Oregon Trail. We could start in Missouri, make our way up to the tip of Oregon, and that could be something in the future. But I think to kick off this freestyle, no buy-in Drag and Drive, for the adventure, this is going to be, the logistics is going to be on the team, right? The team that's doing it. Yeah. And, some more to come on that, but the big thing
tell them about how this works into a Drag and Drive though, and not just a drive, because it's more than just the drive.
So the way that it's going to be is you've got from New York to California, that's the big thing. But then you were required to turn in 6 passes by the time you get to California, or by the time you get to the final checkpoint. You're required to turn in 6 passes from 4 different tracks, and those 4 different tracks are of your choosing. So, you can look at, and I plan on getting a list on, the 2 main routes of all the drag strips, when they're open and what their, test and tune schedules are. So that way the logistics can be built between you and your co-pilot. Right. And then the other thing, this is a long grueling thing. There's not a lot of rules to this. If you've got a car following you because you break down in the middle of nowhere and they got to trailer you home, then they trailer you home. You just don't finish the event. Right. Yeah. So, it's for the adventure, but it will be, you will have 6 passes, 4 different tracks of your choosing, 3,000 plus miles driven in your car. And in each state that you drive through, you have to collect a piece of, automobilia, right? Whether it be a license plate or, you stop at a Route 66 stop with, the town name or something on there. You have to collect a piece of that. You know, and it's just something that, you know, it's kind of a way to, you know, see America, but also give back to the drag and drive community. Because, you know, I don't need to charge you $500 to come out and do this, because I'm going to do it regardless.
Yeah.
And so,
well, and the other side of that too is like, as we see these events sell out and be huge, and like 300 and 400 cars and all that stuff, you and I've talked, I mean, success on this one could be 10 cars.
Yep.
Like this one's not driven by numbers. This one's driven by how much FOMO we're going to give people across the country, across the world, really, to be honest. Like Tom Bagley's over there. He's putting the math together right now.
Like, the thing is, like, are you a gangster? Right.
Right.
You know, like 3,000 miles in a car, that's averaging over 400 miles a day. You know, you've got to have the car to do it. And if you don't have the car to do it, like, this is not something I could have done in the Buick, right? Power Glide, big block, like that, it wasn't feasible. But with the new setup in the new car, you know, 4L80, I mean, even with the big block, the 4L80, you know, I mean, we were getting 13 miles a gallon. We were getting, you know, 150 miles in between. So, and, I mean, shoot, we got the Canadian Chuck Norris looking at this, you know, he's like, that doesn't sound like too bad. So, but, you know, so I'm thinking, you know, this is kind of going to be it's going to be a small numbered event. It might be a lot of people, but, you know, it's going to take it's going to take the people that want to do this, the hardcore guys that want to go across the country and prove that they have, you know, a real street car.
Well, and hey, look, you start talking, like, we're going to do some very special things around this. Like, there'll be some special shirts and decals and all. Like, so when you pull into something in 5 years after this event, and people are like, oh shit, you did that one? Like, you're in 3,100 miles in your hot rod. Yeah.
It's the Iron Man, right? And I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, right? Without Drag Driver Pete's support and, you know, coaching on this, but it's going to be something special.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a ton of fun too. Like, as much as Robert and I had talked about this, like, and then it just kind of, like most things in adulthood, they fizzle a little bit, you know, like, but you're talking about one team compared to now we're going to be in the midst of a bunch of teams. And listen, I keep saying it, cool cars make cool cars, right? Because there's going to be, if you think that this is going to turn into a convoy at some point, with say 4 of the teams end up convoying because they want to do this together as a group, think of those as you're pulling into like Amarillo, you're pulling into New Mexico, something like that. You've told people, hey, oh yeah, we made the trip from Red Ball Garage. We're doing, the Cannonball. We're hitting 66. We're hitting all these things. Just the momentum that this will bring, I think, across the country is just that much cooler. And then you tell them, oh, we do this for fun, but normally we do drag and drives, which is, you drag race and drive to the next track.
Yeah.
Tom Bagley, Power Glide, and short tires numbers are working right now. We need a gear vendor for Tom's car. Who's got an extra gear vendor laying around that we can put in Tom's car?
And that's it's like the Amazing Race, right? And I keep going back to that. When I was a kid watching the Amazing Race, just people doing all sorts of stuff all over the country or all over the world, and it's like, I mean, this is something that has never been done before in a drag and drive.
Yeah. And so we know 400 miles a day has been pushed by Drag Week. And then they did 2 times where they've done 400 miles in a day. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week does that. Typically when they're in the mountains, they have a 400 mile, but they put a drive day in the middle. This is every day.
Yeah. This is every day. If you don't get any sleep, you have to average 19 miles an hour to do this.
Yeah, but like if you sleep for 4 hours, now you're up to probably 23 or 4 miles an hour. And listen, a gas stop is going to be an hour because you're going to pull in, and there's going to be cool cars from all over the world here during that week. I mean, think about it. It gets no more American than that week. The 4th of July, you're cruising Route 66. Man, dude, I just get chills.
Well, and you got to think about this, right? You're looking Los Angeles the 3rd of July, Los Angeles to Modesto. I mean, I don't know what time you're leaving, but I'm thinking in my head, like I want to be at the Portofino at 1 a.m. and I want to be up to Modesto by like 5 a.m. because if you hit that traffic, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that, especially with as many people as are going, that will be doing anything in that vicinity with cars at all. Like
Yeah.
the cool thing, I guess we would be. So the 4th is on a Saturday, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you could get totally screwed on a Friday coming into LA.
Yes.
You got to time that right, which would be even better. And how many miles is it from LA to Modesto?
I think it's around 300 here. Let me check.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in.
312 miles.
Wow. Yeah, so that's a full day of driving. After you've done a full week of driving. Yeah, Mason Dibley here says, I've done a few cannonballs at high speed. A drag and drive style one would be unique for sure. I think really what makes me so interested in this right now is that you've got to find track. Like you have to find 4 different tracks along the way.
Yep.
So do you have relationships with Mocan or Tulsa Raceway Park to where you could hit those and make a single pass at those tracks and get your time slip and then go on? Or are you needing to find Yellow Belly does their Thursday night deal, but you don't be at Yellow Belly on Thursday night making a pass because you need to be like in New Mexico on Thursday night, So if you leave on Saturday, you could probably hit something in Pennsylvania and that part of the country Saturday or Sunday. And by Sunday, you probably need to be close to Indy, at least, right? I mean, I would think. Yeah. This is gonna be awesome.
Well, and
the further you get, the slower you're going to go.
Yeah, and depending on what route you take, right? Like like I said, there's that preferred route, but you're not gonna do this in less than 3,100 miles. So if you wanted to go down from there, you could take down through Virginia and then Tennessee. There's 27 tracks in Tennessee, right? So, you could hit 4 tracks in Tennessee and then cruise out the way you want to go, right? Because once you hit through Tennessee, you could connect to 66 at Tulsa because you take 40 across Arkansas.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of ways to do it. And that's why, over the 3, I'm going to reach out to some tracks and, get some test and tune schedules. So that way people can, they can make the trip the way they want to. Right.
Yeah. Tom Bagley, you got Edgewater in the Ohio border. This is going to be, if you could be in Indy on Sunday, you could probably get a pass. Yeah. And I think it just becomes the opportunity for you to find tracks you've never been to or ones that you want to hit, and then you just start reaching out. You start telling them, hey, look, we're doing this crazy ass trip. And I guarantee you this won't be the first phone call they've heard about some crazy ass trip in the year 2026.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing, right? Say you just take the regular Cannonball route. It takes you just underneath Chicago there. If you've got to swing up to Great Lakes Dragaway, it's only 2 hours out of the way. You could go up there. You could hit that. I think that's one of the oldest drag strips in the nation. Mm-hmm. So, you could hit that. You could drop down through. You could hit, what is that, I-80 in Nebraska, come down through Kansas. Maybe if you're doing an 8th mile trip, you could hit I can't remember the name of that strip just outside of Colorado or just by Burlington, Colorado there, starts with an S. It's real it's a small little 8th mile one, but you can drop down through there. There's lots of drag strips across the country.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea.
Trackers on the car for this, then you can have a map of where everyone is.
Yeah.
Kind of cool idea.
I wonder if we can do it and not show mile an hour because we don't need it. If somebody's making a trip, we don't need it to see. Oh, I was on the drag strip when you saw that 143 miles an hour.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like this is a sanctioned, unsanctioned style event. So if somebody wants to try and break the record and go from the Red Bull Garage to LA and then hit 4 tracks in California, that's more power to them.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Some air tags would be cool. There are some things that bicyclists use for tracking their stuff. So I'm sure we can figure out, joiner. Interesting.
So, and some people that have made this trip, I might need to find out who they are and reach out to them so I can get some, logistics and the best way to do it.
We can definitely put you in contact with some of those folks. There's a few different Facebook groups, but one that I'm part of that's pretty active and has a lot of guys in it that have done this before. Would be for record stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm not going for the record. I'm going for fun and how much stuff can I see? How many passes can we put on Tom Bagley's Knapsack Mustang along the route? I guess because hey, if he's offering as a co-pilot, I'm taking it. I was going to take the old truck, but if he's offering that up, I'm in. So the wife had suggested not giving away the cart and using the cart on this and putting 2 like oversized American flags on it as we drive across. So yeah, this is pretty interesting, dude. And I love that you came to us. I really appreciate the opportunity here for this. I think this is going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's,
yeah, I mean, maybe not that, but there's a pre-1970 record or something, or 79 record, I think, something like that, in a car of that size or car that vintage. We can always look at those. And dude, there's a bunch of really fun records that could be looked at, but I'm telling you, none of these cars would be fit for that.
But we're gonna have fun. I sent Mike over, just some things that have some of the awards and stuff. Of course we're gonna have, the quickest DT, slowest DT, but we've got the Happy Camper Award.
Is that total? Is that like complete elapsed time, or is that like average for drag passes?
So that's average for drag passes. Legally, I don't think we can do a quickest elapsed time, but we can do a Cannonballer Award. So,
nice, perfect, my man.
Yeah, for my government agent listening to this, we're not doing it.
Honest, for the FBI guy that's listening, but to be honest, I don't think the person that does that would have as much fun as everybody else. Dude, can you imagine you're at the finish line 4 days before everybody else gets there?
I actually have a kind of a story about that. And the first time I did a drag and drive, I didn't see the appeal to it because me and my co-pilot, we were in my 23 F-150 and we would go make our pass. We thought it was good enough and we'd be the first one at the track the next day. And we're like, well, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like day 3 when my current co-pilot, he broke down and he's like, hey, man, we need some help doing this. And so we'd kind of stay back and, help him fabricate some stuff and do that. And we're like, oh, so this is what it's about. And that's kind of where I fell in love with drag and drive.
Oh man. Or Tom, just do both. And listen, by the time we get to Modesto, that will be July 4th. Big Sky only starts a week after that. We'll have to sleep for 2 days in Modesto, and then we'll just cruise up to Big Sky from Modesto. That'll take 2 days. Now we're 3 days ahead of Big Sky Race Week. It's perfect. Just we need Tom Bagley to live in the U.S. So if anybody has a way to do that, we need that, please.
Is Drag Driver Pete hiring? Because I bet we could get him a visa.
Well, if you know how, I mean, him and I have really had some serious conversations. There's some opportunities that are coming that I think Tom would be good at. So,
I mean, at that point, you might as well do 6 summer and then cruise over to New York and then do the trip and then go to Big Sky.
I mean, now you're talking my language, man.
If money wasn't an option, that'd be the plan.
But if you're going to do 6 summer, you might as well do Rocky Mountain Race Week that's before that. So you just do Rocky Mountain, 6 summer, this run, and then Big Sky Race Week.
Yeah. So, I mean,
there's no better way to spend 6 weeks.
Yeah. There you go, Tom.
Yeah, I'm in. We'll just stay with Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly right. Look, Camp Counselor Bob, we didn't talk about kind of how what Camp Counselor Bob means. So let's talk about that for a minute too, and then 6 weeks of Drag and Drive. Again, thank you so much. We have names rolling around in our head, and that's all going to be released at PRI with a bunch of other details and awards and all the fun stuff that'll be coming along with this. We'll do it at PRI. So again, this is not a new idea. This is an idea Robert's had for a long time, but we're doing it this year, and I'm pumped, especially if I'm going to be a co-pilot to Tom. So Camp Counselor Bob, for the guys that don't know, we wanted more experience for our campers at the Circuit 2025, and Robert Voss, Camp Counselor Bob here, stepped up and said, "You know what? I'll do a camp counselor deal. I'll be great at that." And he was, man. It was awesome. Sadly, it was a weird time with the having to move the dates back, but he signed back up for 2026. So all of you campers, which we feel is the way to continue pushing the sport forward, is to get people to camp. And historically, that has been kind of boring. So everybody that's at the campsite hears these awesome parking lot party stories and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to bring that kind of atmosphere to the pits at the next track, and so that's what Camp Counselor Bob is there for. Fire, we're going to have planned for fires this year, coolers of drinks, sodas and adult beverages, snacks, end your day with a snack and a good conversation there in the parking lot, and hang out and camp and save a little money.
Yeah. And, last year was a blast. Right? I mean, we had some misfortune with weather and whatnot, but, we had, co-pilot beers, we had pit beers, beers were had, right? Yeah. And, some of a lot of people didn't camp because of the weather, but, these guys that did, we had Aaron and Aaron Fleetwood and Jim,
Yep.
they were sleeping in cots underneath an awning trying to stay warm. And, then we had, Josh Reich and, of course we had Alex Rops, and, it was just a good time. We had quite a few other people that would show up here and there, depending on, what the track was. But, I think now that people have seen how it's done, it's going to be bigger this upcoming year. And then one other thing that I'm doing is I purchased a service truck. And so I will be bringing that with me with parts, welders, all the tools we need for anybody that breaks down.
Nice.
And so, if we got to do an engine swap in the parking lot, I've got my crane. We can, crane it out, crane it in.
Yes. Awesome. Remind me as we get to that. I have a ton of LS parts that are here in the shop that I was going to just cheap sell the other day, but I got to thinking, I'm like, man, I probably should keep some of this stuff for the circuit just to have. So I will tell everybody this: the Camp Counselor program has grown. We did offer that. We are offering that to sponsors for 2026. I want to do this across the country, man. I want to do this at different events. I want to, if me or Eric aren't going to be at an event, we want to look at somebody to take care of this across the country at other events and stuff like that, because I feel like that's how we're going to build a bigger community. We're going to make it way more welcoming for everybody when they come into if you pull in at 10 o'clock at night and everybody's got their tent set up and nobody's outside, dude, that's pretty tough. You got stories to tell if you're pulling in at 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
And just to go to bed, man, that's tough. So we want to give some people an opportunity and a place to talk about all that. So
we figure out a way to supplement my income. I'll be at every drag and drive this year as the camp counselor. So
I'm in.
Yeah. You guys sell it and I'm in.
Yeah. The sponsorship is not that expensive. I'll tell you that much. But hey, we'll see how it goes throughout the year. Maybe events will want to pick it up and have that opportunity there and not have to worry about it, So I think that would be kind of fun too. But dude, you're awesome. Thank you for your friendship, man. I appreciate you being around, and obviously I can't wait for this. This is gonna be badass.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of brain racking over the next week to get these events or these details hammered out by PRI, but it'll all be worth it. So
yeah, the next 10 days is going to be pretty busy. The cool thing is, obviously we'll put this event up on Facebook so you guys can see it and follow along with all the news and updates and stuff like that. And that gives us, are you ready for this? 7 events in 2026 that Drag Driver Pete is a huge part of. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be another huge year. 2025 was big. 2026 is only going to be bigger. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, dude. You're the best.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
See you soon.
Yep. Later.
Bye. How fun, dude. What are you taking? Yeah. Ooh, the 240.
Bro. Oh, man.
Come on now. Come on now. How much fun would that be? A convertible 7, or I guess, if you drove from home to New York, dude, you'd be like 11 or 12 days.
Well, yeah. Don't forget, you got to get back from California too.
Mhm.
My original thought was rent a car and do it, but man,
That's no fun,
there's
man.
so much going on at that time of year. It's gonna
Yep.
be crazy.
Well, and I think this is an opportunity for folks that want to maybe do a couple days with some folks instead of doing all of it. This would be a great chance for, um, if there are dots like Dibley was saying earlier, if there are ways we can do that, bro, I'm in, because then you could say, hey, I'm going to be in Tulsa on Tuesday at 4 p.m. If you guys want to drive for 2 days with me, come on, let's go. We'll load up and we'll roll. Yeah, I mean, he said Eric's 240 in the knapsack together. The world isn't ready. They're
Oh
not.
man, that would be wild. What would
Yeah.
be fun though is like you're saying, like if you're coming through, Illinois, like just like you said, jump in line, cruise
Yeah.
for however long, hang out for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
jump off.
Well, and if you did a day, like say you met in Indy, cruise through Illinois and Missouri, and say you went to Mocan with us, then you're still a day from home. That's 3 or 4, say it's 4 days worth of time. That's still a blast, and you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
you're going to have a blast doing that. He said, if I can help at all to plan, I'd love to put my 2 cents, my coast to coast knowledge to work. Hey, let's go, buddy. I'm excited. So we'll definitely be messaging. We'll probably create a group. So if you are interested in this, probably a chat group that'll come up over the next few days. So we'll see what goes on there, maybe a WhatsApp group or something like that. So I'll need to be friending Mason Dibley, and hopefully Camp Counselor Bob will be doing that as well here shortly, because this is obviously it's his brainchild. So he's going to be running the main points on this. We're just going to be helping getting it out and, get everybody excited. So
Yeah.
be kind of fun. All right. Again, thanks to AFCO Racing Products and all the stuff they do for us. Again, they are right next to us at PRI booth 4601. We are booth 4611. Literally, our walls will touch. And they're going to have the Boostmaster wagon in there. So you're going to be by there anyways. That car's now on radials. So you got to come by and look at that thing. It's going to sit stupid low, man. It's going to be badass looking. I can't wait to see that car in person. The Deal Brothers have been helping a bunch with that car, get it set up for suspension work and for the radials and all that. And it's going to be, again, right next to us. So going to be kind of fun. All right, let's dive into some Driven Racing Oil event updates.
All right. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. Driven Racing Oil is built for the demands of drag and drive racing. GP1 delivers consistent protection from the burnout box to the highway miles and in between. From classic hot rods to modern boosted builds, GP1's Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and race-proven additives keep engines alive for the long haul. Use code DDR10 for a 10% discount on anything on the Driven Racing Oil website, and then follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil. See what events they are going to be at near you.
Yep, and they have a booth in PRI, of course. They're in the Green Hall. I don't remember the number. You can go back a couple of episodes, or you can look on our page tomorrow. That is my plan, is to put up all of our sponsors and all of our drag and drive friendly folks that are out there. We'll have all their booth numbers, so you can start marking those on your show planner for PRI 2025.
Yeah, and are you ready for this? Sick Week is 66 days away.
Bro.
2 months.
Bro, that don't even seem right.
Yeah.
It doesn't even seem right.
Yep, 66 days away. Sick Week will be kicking off. That is crazy.
So I'll ask you this. Are we going to see our first 5-second average here, 5-second pass ever?
Man, I really think so. I do. I think there's a lot of cars that are capable, but we also said that last year. We thought it was going to happen too. So
yeah. Did we count up like 8 or 9 cars last year that were capable of it? Yeah.
I think so.
Man, we need to go back to the notes. We'll do that next weekend. We'll go back to the notes from what we talked about a year ago as we lead into this stuff. So it'll be super cool, man. I can't wait. February 1st through 7th, somewhere in Florida. I think it's Gainesville's where they're starting or something like that.
The question is, who will be the first one to do it? Because I wouldn't be surprised if we see more than one pass.
Yeah.
But who's going to be the first one?
Yeah, I mean, to have a 5-second average, you're going to need to end up like, you may have 2 days in the sixes, but they need to be 6.0s, and then you need to run low 5.90s the other 3 days to keep your average down in the five. So I don't know, man. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this works. Obviously, they're putting in a drive day, which I think will help maybe give time for those high level cars like that a break, but then also maybe some updated maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
on that side. So, dude, this is gonna be nuts, man.
I say we see the passes. I don't know if we see the average this year.
Ooh, that's a good call. The you know, the only 5-second pass ever recorded in a drag and drive was on day 5. So any 5-second pass on day 1 through 4 is a record run,
Yeah.
for the earliest ever been. But
I think
if
that pass gets broken. I think it'll be quicker than the 5.99.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw what's his name,
Bryant.
Jeff Let's go 580 something in testing at Drag Week, but obviously he didn't do that on day 1.
Right.
So Tom says, yeah, he's with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
the
know.
5.99 will get broken. I think we'll see a 5-second pass. I feel like the average won't quite be there, but it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, maybe we'll end up with a new overall record. Man, I don't know. I think we're going to do it. I think this year is really shaping up. I think a lot of people. So 2.0, 6 seconds 2.0. The only pass it made last year in competition was in drag and drive competition was at Sick Week, and it made one pass on day 1, and he crossed the line and he didn't get another pass. So surely they've been testing that car and testing and testing. That car's ran at other events across the country and all that kind of stuff. But like
Yeah, because
that car should be fresh and ready.
it ran at the NHRA drag and drive exhibition. And what did it run there? Do you remember?
I think it's like a 570 something, or 570 something at 263 miles an hour. I mean, it's the quickest door car at that point ever in the quarter mile, or in NHRA competition. I think it still holds that record. So that's pretty salty stuff, but again, it's drag and drive. You got to make that thing last 5 days,
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. Bring it on. I'm ready. We got to get you down there one year. That's for sure. Maybe they won't do it this year. Then you'll be down there for 27, and they'll do it in 27. But Skips is they've released their dates. Going to be June 29th through July 2nd. Oh, dude, what if you hit one of the tracks as you're coming across? What if you hit one of the tracks for Buckeye Skips?
Now that's a good idea.
Yeah, that could be kind of cool. Okay, we'll look at that. Coonley Motorsports Park again for 2026, June 29th through July 2nd. They're going to be, then that runs right into a big weekend at Coonley. So should be a good event there as well. And then up next, this is kind of exciting. So Street Weekend has typically been obviously a 3-day race. It's one of the top regional events, one of the most events participated in. I think they had 170 something cars last year, something like that. It may be the largest weekend event that's out there. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But they're moving to a national level event in 2026 with 4 days of racing. So this is kind of exciting. But dude, did you see the way this is laid out? So you got a prepped 8th mile, day 1, no prep quarter mile, day 2, which everybody in the chat was like, not sure if I want no prep quarter mile. Day 3 is a no prep 8th, and then day 4 is a prepped quarter mile. So same track, day 1 and 4, 2 different styles of racing.
Yeah. So you have basically a prepped and an unprepped 8th and quarter mile in this event.
Yeah, this should be pretty interesting to do this. Based on their previous success, obviously with the car counts they have and stuff like that, we're obviously going to include them in the Drag and Drive World Championship Point Series. So that's going to be kind of cool to have, another international event put in there. I think this will be good because this is going to allow folks from Street Weekend 2026 and Street Week Sweden to move into an opportunity to have 2 events under their belt for the year, which is going to be a big deal in the point series as we go along. Because if they do those 2, would they take a chance and maybe fly over here and do a third one here in the States?
Yeah.
So I don't know, pretty awesome, man. I'm excited about this event. I'm excited about the no prep quarter mile, but there was a lot of people in the chat that were like, I don't know about this. I don't, so we'll see if that stays quarter mile if they go to 8th on that one as well.
Yeah.
And then of course Short Circuit 2026. Hopefully I will have the dates and track on it by the time we get to PRI. So locking in, I'm still talking to 3 different tracks right now. We're trying to see dates and times and costs and things like that. This one being obviously less expensive, being a 2-day deal. A lot of it goes into, can we work into an already established event? If we do that, what does that mean? And because we don't want that event to be too big, and we don't want our event to overshadow their event as well. So, a lot of stuff working on the Short Circuit 2026 there as well. So 2026 Drag and Drive calendar is up. 30 events are on that list already right now. Now, one of those events is the Drag and Drive Awards at PRI 2026, but there are a lot of events over there. So dragdriverepeat.com/event list -2026 will get you all of the stuff that's upcoming that we know about. And I've added a few on there that we know will happen, but we don't know the dates on it yet. So 30 events already, man. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Thanks again to Driven. We appreciate them, and we'll get that dropped this week. They're going to be in the Green Hall. I don't know the number, but they've got a pretty big, I think it's like a 20 by 20 booth. It's a Peninsula booth on the end. Huge booth. If it's the same as last year, it was gigantic. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Make sure you go by there and do all that stuff. You want to hit the DeechWorks ad read, sir?
Sure. DeechWorks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, pump modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, fittings, and surge tanks, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to over 3,000 horsepower. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, DeechWorks continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling. And again, code DDR10 for a 10% discount on anything through DeechWorks. However, they have their Black Friday sale going on right now, which is up to 20% off. So take advantage of that while you can. And if you miss out on the Black Friday deals, then you can use code DDR10.
Yep. Thanks again to DeechWorks for doubling down on Drag and Drive in 2026. They've signed up as the Racer Party sponsor at the Circuit 2026 and the Feed the Racers sponsor at the Street and Strip Series, the 3 single-day events that we'll be doing. So appreciate them for stepping up, and we'll be doing some giveaways and things like that throughout the year with our DeechWorks team. So it's going to be kind of awesome to see what's going on there across the brand and what they got going on for us here and for the Drag and Drive Racers. All right, sir, hang on. We got to flip through this. Wait, what? Sorry. But yeah, I'll let you do the Race Car Friends and we'll jump into some Car Change 3D stuff.
All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us this morning on a Sunday morning again. We've been busy the past couple Saturdays, so trying to keep with our weekend show at least so that you guys can stay up to date with all of our news. So appreciate all of our race car friends in here making comments. Camp Counselor Bob there dropping some information, really stirred up the comments, which has been awesome. Great hearing everybody's ideas and thoughts around that. It's been really cool. So appreciate all of you guys and look forward to seeing all of our race car friends at PRI. And again, as we wind down Black Friday and Cyber Monday here, if you guys are going to do any shopping, please check out these companies. We've got discount codes, we've got affiliate links, and we can get you in contact with somebody at any one of these companies. So thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, DeechWorks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Change 3D, PowerTube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk.
That is for sure. All right, let's talk about some Car Chains 3D stuff here. Car Chains 3D should be your first choice for custom printed 3D parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. If you want Tinker dashes that bolt in, he's got those. He's got keychains of your special car. This is probably one of the coolest gifts you can get that's in that inexpensive range, because it's literally that person's car on a keychain or on a hat and all that kind of stuff. But tons of other stuff like the custom buttons. Go out to your significant other's race car, find out what size buttons they have, and get with Corey and get him to print you something. If you see the button that says scramble, get him the one that blows up. Him or her, the one that's blowing up, and then or the turbo button there with the snail. I mean, all kinds of fun stuff there that Corey prints. But then also, dude, did you see these rechargeable roll cage lights? I thought this was pretty cool. We talked about the buttons last week, but I couldn't not feature them again. It's just super cool. But these lights here, clip them anywhere. I thought that was really cool because you could really put this, charge it up, throw a couple in a box. If you're working on the wiring and it's under the dash, you can just clip it on the dash bar. You can clip it on the back. Like if you have like a hatch Fox body, you could clip it on the back hatch bar. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you could put these on any place. I mean, they offer tons of different sizes and all of that. So thought this was really neat and rechargeable. You know, he also does the ones that you can wire in, but I thought with the rechargeable setup, I thought that was really cool because then you can stick it anywhere you need to, you know.
Right. Ken here. Did you guys spot the DDR hoodie in a Sweden video this week?
Oh,
I did not. Gonna have to go back and check that out for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, Ken, send me the link to the video in Facebook Messenger, please. I'd love to see that. Laptops, bro. Somebody posted in the group. I thought that was listen, when you pull up a huge laptop on Google Images, that's what you get. So Andy Kalunga asked a great question in the Drag Driver Pete Race Car Friends group. Laptop recommendations for use for tuning a drag and drive truck. I'm using Holley Terminator, if that matters. David DeFord said, I use a retired Toughbook, definitely large and clunky compared to newer laptops, but I could throw it across the pits and it would be fine. Ryan Snyder, Performaville, uses the same thing. And then Doug Hall also uses a Toughbook. I thought that was kind of a cool comment there. And it worked down to like two different styles of or two different brands. So I'll let you read the second one there.
Yeah, David Williams said buy an off-lease Lenovo with an SSD from eBay. They're about 200 and tough as nails. He said, I use a Yoga now because the touchscreen is helpful for drag and drive tuning, but not necessary per se. And then Tim Flanders, Carter Snell, and Joe Ferrier also used the Lenovo with an SSD.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So many people used, so Lenovo. That's 4 people out of the commenters that did that. And then Rick Steinke says he uses a refurbished Dell a few years ago from Dell's website. He said it was reasonably priced and it's been great. He said this is one thing that's really important. I think when you start looking at this stuff, he said I keep it off the internet unless I'm going to Holley's site to download software, firmware updates, and I don't let it do Windows updates. So
that's interesting.
You know, for these guys that are on that next level of tuning, like you almost have, you have a tuning laptop, and at $200 or $300, you can afford to have that one just not be your everyday laptop that you're going to be using.
Yeah, Tom here said I got my old gaming laptop for mine, but then I can edit videos on the fly.
Yep.
And this was my thought too, Ken, when I saw this picture. Looks like the Asian and farm truck joke when they pulled on Big Chief, when they pulled out that massive laptop and smacked it on the hood. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's the photo I was looking for, and I figured it would do it, but I didn't see it. Yeah. John Doherty there says Dell refurb for him too.
And then there's Andy there.
Yeah, Andy, great question, man. That's a great question in the group. Appreciate that. And if you guys aren't members on Facebook, Drag Drive Repeat, #RaceCar Friends Facebook group over there. Great conversations had daily in that thing about everything drag and drive. Yeah. No personal ads. That's what we have Racing Junk for.
Right.
So big shout out to Corey, Car Change 3D. If you guys need something, this is the time to buy. He's 8,500 orders total for each company. So, we have here from hobby to big business. I mean, same story for a lot of people that are entrepreneurial minded. His wife bought him a 3D printer, and now he's got 40 of them around he's rented an office space and all this kind of stuff, has a storefront, and it's still a part-time job for him, but he's hired somebody to do all of his shipping that is going to be busy as hell this coming week. It's going to be crazy. Eric, Harold, Tom, your computer is horrible. That's funny. All right. Again, thanks to our race car friends. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Molly Motorsports. These guys are pretty awesome. Go ahead and hit us up with that ad read.
Attention high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsports Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. What sets Molly apart? Well, it's their forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Visit mollymotorsports.com for more details. And for those podcast listeners, Molly is spelled M-A-H-L-E.
Yep. And we're in the last few days of the toughest roadside repair nominees. This is the last week. We are shutting that down on Saturday. So, guys, I cannot ask you enough to please go in. I've got daily posts that are scheduled this next week to ask for nominations for this. We need to know who had the toughest roadside repair. Again, this isn't something in the pits. This is something that somebody repaired on the side of the road, got it going and got to at least the next track. We would love to feature some folks that finished the week, of course. We've had a few turned in, or several turned in. I'd say a few. So we've had several nominations turned in, but we want to hear more. We've done a pretty good job of keeping up with these throughout the year, but it's crunch time. So if there's something we haven't heard about, we would love to have those nominations turned in. And then, of course, the Drag and Drive Ambassadors is live. Actually, no, it's not. I didn't turn it on last week. So I'll turn that on. We'll begin promoting for it as well. We want to hear who you want as Drag and Drive Ambassadors as well, but we got to have these toughest roadside repairs in. ASAP, please.
All right, we'll hit this video and then we'll jump into the Howard's Cam community segment.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B., for your next valve train upgrade.
Big shout out to Harris at Monoxide, the podcast. They've got them a booth at PRI, and the list of people they have talking is going to be awesome. I can't wait to hear some of the podcasts that come out of the PRI set up for them. All right, sir. Tell us about what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so last week we featured Carl Scott on the show, and now he's got the blower on the car. So, we talked about him coming to the circuit. The car's getting closer for sure.
Yeah, look at the size of that blower, dude.
It is not small, that's for sure.
Like before,
yeah,
after.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I dig it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I would love to have this car and Carl Scott at the circuit. So just keep pressing him. Just keep pushing that pressure down on him, man. He's a Kansas guy, so it's not far for him to bring it down. And we would love to see Honey Badger 2.0. I don't know if he calls it that, but that's what he called the first one that won Drag Week back in 2005. So we would love to see this car here as well. And then speaking of blower cars, Mr. Nick Taylor, newly married, newly husband, dude, going down to World Series of Pro Mod, going to be down at the Snowbirds racing this Pro Mod, bro. Like, it's crazy. So he made a post yesterday or day before or this morning or something. It says, from street racing in Compton to loading up to try and qualify with the fastest pro mods in the world. It's crazy what difference just a few years can make. I'm super grateful I have the opportunity to pilot this machine next weekend at the first race of the Drag Illustrated Winter Series. Hey, this is a big deal for Nick.
Yeah.
huge deal. You know, that him and Alex, power couple for sure. This is like that next stage. So blower car probably be one of the first, blower cars he's driven. This is going to be awesome. This car goes very fast. We saw it at the Midwest Drag Race Series, its debut under I don't know if the current owner, Pete something, but he did tractor pulls for a long time, wanted to get into Pro Mod. Now it's going to have Nick driving this car down there at World Series of Pro Mod, or not World Series, Snowbirds, sorry, for the Drag Illustrated Winter Series. So good luck to him, dude. This is badass from a guy doing street car stuff to now driving Pro Mods, man. It's awesome.
Exactly. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And I think they said they have 58 cars signed up for Snowbirds. So
woo,
he's got for a 32 car field or a 16 car field. He's going to have his hands full. So hopefully he's got some seat time in this car, and we'll be excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'd imagine you got to have some seat time. You don't just jump into that and go down there and expect to qualify. So no, I'm sure he's been putting some button seat miles on it.
I hope, but where? I mean, they would need to go to Tulsa to do that, and Jimmy hadn't said anything. So if Nick and those guys went over to Tulsa, Jimmy didn't tell me, I'm gonna be pissed. But that's the way it goes. A lot of times people don't want you there for testing, doing videos, stuff like that. So
right.
Anyways, good luck to Nick Taylor, man. I'm really pumped about this. This is really cool. All right, sir. That kind of wraps up the community segment. If you don't have anything this week, I knew we'd be a little long with Camp Counselor Bob, so I didn't want to put in a ton of stuff here. So you're good there?
Yep.
Sweet. All right. Let's see. What'd you find on Racing Junk this week?
All right. So as you guys know, Racing Junk Classifieds is the official buy-sell partner of Drag Drive Repeat. Racing Junk is your go-to destination for everything from race cars to trailers, engines, and more. So this week, it's kind of fitting because the cars that we're going to be sharing are kind of over in the upper East Coast. So, if you're looking for a vehicle to do this cross-country deal,
these may be it. While you're getting that pulled up, I just want to say good morning to my mom there. Glad to see she's in this morning.
All right. So the first one here, 1968 Dodge Dart, 32,000 here. This one is in Williamstown, New Jersey. So we're kind of over in that area. Yeah. As we scroll through here, I did notice this in the back looks pretty awesome. I don't know what that is, but it looks pretty slammed and pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
they definitely have a color type.
Right. So this one looked pretty clean. Nice blue color.
I guarantee you get all the traction with those 14-inch tires that are on there.
Right. I did notice there was no cage in here, so that could be a little bit of an issue there.
Nice looking. Full sheet metal rear axle. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So pretty clean overall. Good looking car.
Yeah.
Original V8 car. If you want a stock interior car that has a good base to put down some power, then here you go. Center console, bucket seat car, currently a 360 stroker motor, LA motor with Magnum heads, TTI exhaust, 727 transmission, recently gone through and installed in July of this year. Aftermarket 8 3/4 housing, 391 gears, wheel studs, very nice and clean as you can see in the picture. So pretty cool looking deal there.
Yeah, that's a great looking car, especially for 32,000. You know how those Mopars are; they're expensive.
Right, and it's not overdone, so I imagine you could drive this coast to coast.
Mm-hmm.
So, somebody's looking for that. So that is the first one. The second one is also in the same region. You mentioned earlier that you were a size Chevy Nova. I don't remember what year you said. I thought you said 72. Maybe
I'm a 3 guy just because my dad had one. That's if I ever buy a Nova, it'll be a 3 just because.
There you go.
I like the 69 to 72 better, but if he had a 1973, I gotta do that.
Yep. So this one is in Boonton, New Jersey. So again, same area. 72 Chevy Nova, 39,000. when I first saw this, I thought parking lot beers, where the car's parked. It looked like it's kind of at night. So kind of scrolling through here, some of these pictures are tough to see.
I did like the
but it
fender.
does have a cage, got a list of stuff with it there, which we'll go through. Holley EFI there, Tick Performance, air to water intercooler, tile blow off valve there, some drag radials. So pretty slick.
Wow, yeah.
So that is pictures there. Again, has a 6-bolt heads with a tile V60 CO2 wastegates, Tick intercooler and runner atomizers, 300-pound injectors, LSX bow tie block. So it's a 427 LSX twin turbo, 1500 horse mid boost on E85, Fuel Tech F550, 750 cert. So not a whole lot of information here on it, but said 1100 wheel horse mid boost, 18 psi. Here it says 1500 horse mid boost, so I don't know what psi that is, but pretty good looking car overall. I like that color.
It's about middle of the gauge, mid boost.
Yeah,
I can't look at the gauge and control the steering wheel as it blows the tires off. So
right,
somewhere in the middle of the gauge.
Yep. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Both blue cars, both in New Jersey, which went right along with our conversation with Camp Counselor Bob this morning. So that is what I found this week on Racing Junk Classifieds.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, cool. Well, that wraps up the show for this week. You want to send us out?
Yep. So again, appreciate everybody tuning in Sunday morning. Appreciate Camp Counselor Bob coming on and really getting our brains moving. Again, I hadn't heard about this before, so definitely lots of thoughts and ideas in my head as well, and obviously lots in the chat. So appreciate everybody tuning in, all of our race car friends, and again, I can't wait to see you guys here in just 10 days at PRI. And again, as we round out the show, if you guys are going to spend some money, please check out these companies. Help support those who supported us. Thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performer Built Transmission, Car Chains 3D, PowerTube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. And we'll see everybody on the next episode.
Yeah. The episode show 132 will be on Wednesday night, and being that I have all of the stuff, should be able to release like some of the names and stuff for who won, at least ET based awards that we'll be having at Drag and Drive Awards at PRI. So kind of excited about that. That's what my plan is to finish with this afternoon, is to work through all of that. And just mess with it. I was going to do it yesterday, but I ended up spending about 6 hours on the road yesterday, making the move through Galena added at least an hour and a half to my time. So I shouldn't have probably done that. But then I got home, walked in the door, and the wife and daughters were like, "Hey, let's go eat dinner." And that turned into dinner and then dropping the kids off at friends' houses and me and the wife going for some drinks. So it just, I had no time to work on it yesterday. So I'm going to work on that this afternoon and barbecue some pulled pork.
Yeah, barbecue some for me too, because we've got maybe a foot or more of snow out here, so there's no barbecuing for me.
Gross. It's cold here, but there's nothing better than margaritas in front of a barbecue grill that's 300 degrees or 225 degrees. So, all right, guys, y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate you guys on this Sunday. We should be back to normal, dude. We've got 2 more episodes before we're at PRI.
Yeah, because we'll be on next Wednesday. The following Wednesday, we will be there at PRI. So
we'll be live from PRI. Hoping to get us invited to a couple after parties. So if you're hosting an after party, holler at us for Wednesday night. We don't have anything going on Wednesday night. And then of course, Thursday we got Kart Chaos with Sick the Magazine. And then Friday and Saturday, we're both looking for stuff to do. So holler at us. Let us know.
All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday night.
See you.